This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, welcome to the next session on SAP ABAP. In the last class, we have discussed about the ALV reports by using object-oriented ABAP. So in the last class, so if you want to display the ALV, there are two types. One by using function models. The second one is by using screen and as well as by using ALV class object-oriented ABAP. So in this, what we need to do is we need to design a screen first. In the screen, we need to take in a custom container. In the custom container, we have in a two classes, CLGUI custom container and another class is CLGUI ALV grid. So CLGUI custom container to place the data on the screen. That this is the class, and the second class is CLGUI ALV grid. If you want to display the data by using ALV, we are going to use the class CLGUI underscore ALV underscore grid, guys. And also we need to build the field catalog by using function model. If it is the class, it is an LVC underscore field catalog underscore merge. But if it is in a function model, it's in a reuse underscore ALV underscore field catalog merge. And we need to use the method set table for first display to display the data. The second one is if any changes, we are going to use refresh table for the display. And the method check changed data we are going to use to capture the changed records, and also we have method toolbar to set the toolbars case. And we have displayed the basic ALV report by using what is the program SE38 and GEDZ in 9. Okay, and Vovo Abapa. Okay, PUR ABAP. Okay, I didn't put Vovo ABAP. This one or this one? Okay, what is this? It's last class, I think. Okay, change. And we have declared two tables, EKKO, and another one is the EKPO. And also for the material descriptions, we have used MEKT table. And also we have declared required internal tables. And my input is purchase organization. And based on the purchase organization, we are fetching the data from EKKO table, storing the data in the EKKO table. And based on this internal table, if you want to fetch the data from another database table, we use the for all entries and fetch the required fields from that table. And also we are fetching the data based on the MATNR. So we have a material number in the EKPO table, and based on the material number, we are fetching the data from MEKT table to get the material description. And I loop the item data and move the corresponding data to the final work area and read the EKKO and move the EKKO data into the final and read the data from MEKT table, internal table, and move that MEKT data to the final work area. And
This conference will now be recorded.
so we have sent all the data to the final work area, and we are moving the record by record, we are moving the data to the final internal table. And always case, whenever you do the loop, so to avoid bugs, whatever the work areas we have used in the processing logic, that you need to clear it up. Otherwise, the data will be moved to the next record, guys. So that's a fundamental. So see, we have used all the this work area. This is one work area, and this is another work area, and this is the final work area. We have cleared everything. So before ending that record, previous record, clear the data. Don't clear the internal table. Okay, you are keeping the data in the internal table. If you clear it, the data, you are going to lose your data, guys. So the work area means, so every record we read it, we save it in the work area. That's why every record we are going to clear to go to the next record. And this is the thing. And next thing is we are going to call the screen. So this is the screen which we have designed. And in this screen, and go to the layout. In the layout, we have designed custom container. So this is the custom. See, this is the custom container to do the ALV report, and drag and drop the custom container and give the name for that custom container. So this is my name, gv underscore cust, and activate and go to the flow logic, and first time you should activate and come back. And in the uh, PBO, why we will do in the PBO? Why? Because before coming into the screen, we need to display the data. That's why we read the code in the PBO to display the ALV report. And here you need to instantiate two classes. One for the custom container. So gvo underscore cust. We have defined the gvo underscore cust with a type referred to cl underscore gua underscore custom container. And we have created another object gvo underscore ALV, which is referred to the cl underscore gua underscore ALV underscore grid. And so next instantiate the another class, second class gvo underscore ALV, and here you need to pass the custom container on which screen you are placing the data, and also next generate the field catalog by using lvc underscore field catalog underscore match. So to do that, we need to prepare a data dictionary structure. In the structure, whatever the fields required, and create the fields in this structure, and it generates automatically a field catalog internal table. Then we need to use the method first time set a table for first display, and use this method and set table for first display. In this method, you need to pass the what is the data which you need to display, and what is the field catalog which you need to place case. So this is my field catalog. This is my internal table data. It is going to display the data on the output guys, and activate the program and execute and put 3000 as an input, and you can see the output on the ALV guys. So this is the thing guys. Maybe my next action is I need to do an interactiveness to this. So when I click on the material, it should go to the material master display. What is the transaction code for the material master display? MM03 guys. So nobody is reading my PPT. And if you want to give an interactiveness, so what I need to do, tell me. Perfect. You need to enable in a hotspot for the material number field. Okay, you need to generate in a hotspot, right? So I am going to generate in a hotspot for the material number guys. So how to do this? How you can do this? How can you generate in a hotspot? Can anybody tell? So in the field catalog, so field catalog is generated automatically. Now I need to do, how can I do that? How can I do that? No. I already told this. So if you want to generate your own field catalog attributes on top of the generated attributes, and first read the internal table guys. So I already have a field catalog for the material number. So I already explained this with the field symbols and FIL, okay, spelling mistake, okay, into, or else I can use field symbols as well, right? So I'm going to assign field symbols, assigning, okay, you can do the field symbols as well guys. So how can you do that assigning, or else we'll send it to the internal table only, sorry, work area only, gs underscore field, do the control space field catalog, field catalog with key field name, and what, for what field I need to enable an hotspot, material number MAT-NR. I am reading the record with the MAT-NR. If psi hyphen sub RC which is equal to 0, and if, and change the value of field catalog, pass the required parameter. What is the spelling mistake? Okay, hyphen. So hotspot, do the control space hotspot which is equal to ABAP underscore, right? So then I have changed the value in the work area, and that value should be reflected in the internal table. Which statement I need to use? You need to modify the internal table. GT underscore field catalog. Okay, from work area, GS underscore field catalog. Okay, index. What is the system variable when you do an read table? Which index is an a psi hyphen tabix or index? No, tabix. So psi index is used in the do and do, while and while. Psi tabix is in the loop and loop and the read table guys. Psi tabix. And which field you are changing it? I am changing the field called hotspot. My changed field name is hotspot. That's it guys. So this is the code which you need to write it. So whatever you want to add additional field catalog attributes, read the internal table GT underscore field catalog with the required field and uh, enable the required things guys. So activate. No, actually I have declared in the same way. I need to use the same object. Actually this is no problem. What you declare, what you use guys. So maybe whenever I defend, I did a spelling mistake, the same object I am going to take it. That's not a problem. It doesn't give any syntax error. Okay, so this blue things, the spelling should be same guys. The other things, the objects, whatever you declare the field names, that you can take it. That's the funda guys. Okay, now I'm going to take it, execute this, and 3000, and execute. And now you can see guys, a underline is enabled for that field. That means I can click it. See, I am getting a hand symbol. If I go to here, no. If I come to here, yes. If I go to here, no. If I come to here, yes. So I have enabled an hotspot on this material number. Now I need to write in a logic. Whenever I take an action, right? Whenever I take an action, then I should go to that particular transaction, guys. So now we will explore the class again. Go to the SE24, and everything is in this class. CL GUI underscore ALV underscore grade, guys. So, but in the function module, we have a function module interfacing parameters for the user command, at user command. Whenever you double click, okay, the parameter, the subroutine is going to be handled in the function modules. But here in the case, so if it is an action in the object orientation, what is the attribute? What is the thing which will be triggered? If it is an action in the object orientation, which one will be triggered in the object orientation? If it is an action, which one will be triggered? Event, perfect. See, event is an action of an object. Event is an foundation, guys. Event is an action of an object. Here my object is the ALV is my object. ALV output is in my object. Whenever you do some action on the screen, a event will be triggered, guys. So now we need to, in the object orientation, we need to handle the events, guys. So that's the foundation. So here I am going to the events section. Go to the class. That's the purpose of the events. So go to the events. Now you can see, guys, right click, there is an action. Okay, left click, there is an action. Control moving, there is an action. Double click, there is an action, guys. So action, double click. Go to the double click. Go to the double click. DOU. Yeah. So this is an action, guys. Whenever you double click, that is an action. So this event will be raised. So this is the event. Double click is an event. And one more foundation. So for methods and events, so what contains these methods and events will have an interfacing parameters. That's what I told. So you will pass something, you will get something out of it. And here also events also there is a parameters, guys. So double click, place the cursor, go to the parameters, and you can see, so there is a row. Suppose you double click it, and which row you double click, so that you are going to capture, guys, as an value. That value you are going to get it. The second thing is what column and which field you clicked on it, that also you are going to get it, guys. That's the beauty of this. So whenever this event is raised, okay, the row number on which row you clicked on it, and the which column you clicked on it. And so that's the thing. But in the function module, if you want to get clicked on field, clicked on value on the if you use function module, which option you are, which is the main thing? No. Model pool, leave the model pool. You forgot everything. In the function model, suppose if I use function model reuse underscore ALV underscore grid display, I displayed, and when I do the interactiveness on the screen, something which will capture the clicked on things. A double click value, psi UCOM value will be the ampersand IC1. But the clicked on field name, clicked on field value will be stored on something. What is that? Parameter ID? No. After you click on it, the value will be stored somewhere. Then I am going to assign that value to the parameter ID global memory. So I told many times, this is a very, very important program. You need to SE 38 D EDZ9. Some program, I remember that program also. INT1 F4. So this is the program, and this is the name. Okay. So I told this is very, very important. This is my function model. Whenever you do an action, this this parameter we are using in a user command, and user command here it is in a subroutine. In the when I define the subroutine, see guys, this is the parameter cell field, type of an list cell field, selection field. That means when you click it, that is in a selection field. That value will be stored in the selection field. See, whenever I double click that SciUCOM ampersand IC1. See, I am checking selection field, field name, MATNR. But the field value, the value which you clicked is in a selection screen field value, guys. So this is the very, very important. Okay. Selection field, cell field is the structure. With that, we are going to use, we are going to get a selection field name and selection field value. But here in this case, so whenever you click it in the object orientation, whenever you click it, see this field is an MATNR. The value is an, let's take an example of, if I click it, this is the value. If you want to get the field name and field value, okay, the whenever you click it, a event, the double click event will be triggered. So the double click event, which is having an interfacing parameters. So this interfacing parameter, maybe this will store, suppose if I click it, on which row you clicked on it, what is the row number? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. The row equal to 9. E underscore row contains the value of 9. And this, if I click R1002, the value is not coming, but the column is coming, guys. That means what is the field you clicked on it? So the column you are going to see MATNR. This is the column of material number, guys. So put Control Y, put F1, you will see the what is the field which is used. So go to the technical settings. You can see what is the field name MATNR. Whenever you click on it, the column which is going to be stored here is a column equal to the MATNR. Maybe if I know the row, what is the row? Can I read the record this? If I know what is the index, can we read the data by using index, by using read table? Fundamentals, a read table, how many ways we can do the read tables? How many ways we can do the read table? Fundamentals again. So fundamentals are very, very important, guys. So we can do the read table by using with the key. We can do the second option, read table, by using index, guys. So these are foundations. I know I will use future, that's why I've given all possible statements. You can read the table, internal table, by using your row number. Row number is nothing but here it's an index. If I know 10th record, read the 10th record and get the values, whatever the values you want to get it, that you can get it, guys. This is the foundation. So foundations are very, very important, guys. So yes, if I know the column name, if I know the row number, I can read this record, and whatever I would like to do, that I can do with this record, guys. So that's an method. So let's implement the interactiveness in the ALV object oriented ABAP, guys. So where is the blank PPT? Okay, so day by day the concept is growing. Okay, you need to remember a lot of things. Okay, after 2 or 3 months, if you want to remember, it's not at all possible. That's why the daily practice, the daily reading is very, very important, guys. Okay, the content has been raised now. Almost we are in the 200 slides. 200 slides means the content which we are talking is too much. Okay, so please read on daily basis. So all concepts we have discussed, the fundamentals you should not miss out, guys. So fundamentals are very, very important. The first 1 month or 1.5 month class is very, very important. We are going, I told that time, these are foundations. We are going to combine all these functionalities. We are going to build a big programs, guys. So the foundations, whenever required, that time you need to use it. So interactive ALV report using OO ABAP. In the function module, it's in a different way. In a object orientation, it is in a different way to handle. And also in normal, by using write statement, it is in a different way. By using events, at line selection, style is a system variable, and get cursor field name, get cursor field value. That is in a different way. Using function module, we are going to use in a user command, and using selection field, list cell field, the parameter subroutine. Here we are going to use an events case. So in the interactive reporting using OO ABAP, so we use for the interactiveness, we use an events. So when we do action on output, and we use events in the OO ABAP ALV. In the OO ABAP ALV, we are going to use an events. So events will have interfacing parameters. We have to make use of interfacing parameter and do the programming. Do the programming. And so we are going to event will have interfacing parameters, and we have to make use of the interfacing parameter to do the required programming, guys. And so how the events, how for every event we have to define event handler methods. For every event, we need to have an event handler methods which should be defined in local class. By using local class, we have to define a event handler methods, guys. So this is the steps which you need to do. Okay, so that means if I want to handle the events, we have to make use of the local class. I need to design a local class. In the local class, I need to use the event handler method. We need to define a event handler methods, guys. So let's take this program. I go here. In this program, I'm going to define a, always class definition is part of a declaration. That's what I told in the object orientation, right? So this is my class declaration. So before coming into the input, I declare a class, my local class underscore, this is an ALV class, guys. LCL underscore ALV class, ALV output class. Okay, ALV ALV actions, I can say this is an actions class. So whenever you do an action, a event will be raised. To handle that event, we need to use an event handler methods. So that's why I call this as an LCL ALV actions class, local class this is. And so always class definition. First we need to do in a class definition, right? And end class. This is the object orientation which we learn. And local class, class definition, and end class. And whenever you use this, whenever you define a class, what is the mandatory thing? Huh? What is the mandatory thing in the what is that concept? You need to provide an encapsulation, which is in a visibility sections of your class, guys. So I'm going to use public section, so you forget everything. So after Sankranti, I see Most of the people are in the deactivate mode. Okay, so public section and define the methods. So this is what we have learned in the object orientation methods. So my method is handle double click. This is my method, guys. So this is my method, handle double click. You need to handle the double click action. So I whatever this you can put any name, guys. That's not a problem. Okay, handle action. So you can put whatever you want, but to give proper naming convention, we are using in a double click event, and we are going to handle the double click method. And for event, this is a new syntax, guys. Event handler methods. For event, which event we are going to handle this? So double click is an event. Double underscore click is an event, guys. So same, you need to see this is my event. Double click is my event. That event you need to handle it. So for which event? So here we are attaching. This is my event. I'm attaching for every event. We need to handle in a method. This is the event handler method, guys. This is the event handler method for the double click event of class. So this event, which is this event is there in which class? The class is cl underscore gui underscore alv underscore grid. And then do the control space importing. See, guys, we have the values here. So you need to take that values e underscore row, importing e underscore row and e underscore column. That's it. And if you want to make this also, you can take this control V. So this is my values, guys. So whenever I click, so this method is going to take this. And next thing is, so I have defined a method. After you define the method, what you need to do? You need to do a class steps, guys. Class definition, class implementation, class execution. So you need to define a class LCL underscore ALV underscore, okay, LCL underscore ALV underscore actions implementation, class implementation you need to do, and end class, control S, save pretty printer. Yeah, that's why it's not coming. Perfect. So this is the one. And how do you do the method definition, method implementation? How can you do it? Method handle double click end method. How do you implement the method? That's what my question. And this is the way of defining the methods, guys. Pretty printer. And this is my method, guys. So now, so maybe I don't know what to write the code. I put in a breakpoint, static breakpoint, save and pretty printer, and do the activate, do the activation. That's it. Now I'm going to execute. And now I'm going to double click, guys. See, MSA 2006. Double click, double click, double click. It's not going. And after this, guys, I need to call a one method, guys. So I declared a handle double click. Huh? So then what I need to do is I'm going to call an one this method, event handler method. You need to call an event handler methods. So after you double click and in the ALV output, and in this, after this, first create the object, instantiate the object by using LCL underscore ALV actions, and do this and enter, save. So this is my instantiation of the class. Local class also I need to do an instantiation. But did you define the object for the local class? No. So you need to define a data objects, and after you implement this and define a data and L O underscore ALV and type ref to LCL underscore ALV underscore actions. So LCL, yeah. So define the data object and use this LO underscore ALV, LO underscore ALV, guys. Don't use the class. So you need to use the object always. LO underscore ALV, control space enter. So create the object this. After you create the object, and you need to call a method set handler. Set handler, and method is set handler LO underscore LCL, sorry, LO underscore ALV, and call the method handle double click for double click set handler method, and call the this thing, guys. See, do the syntax check. Handle double click has been defined a handler for instance for event for is required for 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 set handler. uh, I think here I don't think I need to use this here. I think for LO underscore ALV. This is the logic which I need to use it. Is pretty printer and do the syntax checks. Object reference is important. LO underscore ALV. So do this. Okay, pretty printer. Do the syntax check. So now we'll see 3000 execute and double click on this. Yes, guys, it's triggering the breakpoint. It's triggering the handler method. So this is the breakpoint. But we have an a see click on E underscore row. So E underscore row contains ninth record. I clicked on a ninth record, guys. See, the value will be available in the index. Okay, in the row, double click on the row, double click it. Here it see there is a row type and the index on which record you clicked on it. So ninth is my record. And also column, which column you see, MATNR is my column. And what is this? ES underscore row number. This contains, see here also it is there, guys. Ninth record it is getting this. So I know the row number and also I know the field number. So by using this and this row, I can do my coding, guys. I can do my coding. So F8, come back and come back, and in the breakpoint where I set the breakpoint. So here I'm going to write my logic. So in the class, so here, so maybe if E underscore column, okay, which is equal to only if it is a material number, do this functionality. If you click on the material number, do this functionality. Okay, so if E underscore column equal to MATNR, so I am going to read table. My data is there in the GT underscore final into GS underscore final final index. I'm going to write read table index. Now I am going to use, because I don't know the what is the value I clicked on it. That's why I'm using an index operation. Index E underscore row hyphen. See, there is an index case. This index I'm going to use it. And if psi hyphen sub RC, which is equal to 0, and end if case. So if I want to call the transaction, see, whenever I click it, I need to do a call transaction MM03. That's what we have learned, right? Call transaction, and What is the transaction code which we need to use? Transaction. When I click on material, it should go to the material display. My transaction code is MM03 and skip first screen. So this is the logic which you need to write it, guys. So did you practice this long back? So call transaction, transaction code and skip first screen. But what is the value I need to display? If I want to display that value, how can you pass the value to the MM03 here? Here it's not possible, guys. So if you want to do this, we need to set that value in the SAP global memory. So you need to use set parameter ID. Set parameter ID. And what is the parameter ID for the material number? How can you know the parameter ID and of in a material number? How do you know it? Parameter ID. How can you find the parameter ID for in a material? Huh? The data element level. You have to go to the data element level and go to the further characteristics. See, there is a parameter ID MAT and use the MAT parameter ID and value or field. The value is GS underscore final hyphen MAT and R, guys. This is the value which I am going to set it. See, I know the index number. With the index number, I am reading the internal table. What is the row? The values are I am storing in the GS underscore final. Suppose if you click on some material, the material value will be available in this work area that I am setting in the SAP global memory. And if you set the value in the global memory, that will automatically display that in the this transaction, guys. So activate the program. Okay, very important. So this is so interviews. This is the questions, guys. Object oriented ALV. How do you handle the double click in object oriented ALV? So this is the code which we are going to write it, guys. But 5 lines of the code, 6 lines of the code. But the foundation background of this code is there is a lot of concept which we have. So execute the program and put the 3000 and double click on the material R1002. So now I am going to click on R1002, double click, and it comes here E underscore column, which is an MAT NR. See MAT NR. And if it is an MAT NR, yes, it will go inside. And index is the ninth record and read the ninth record and go to the GS underscore final. GS underscore final, double click and you can see, guys, material number. What is the material number? R1002. Get that particular record we are using the index, and if that is found and set the value, set this material in the global memory, SAP memory, set parameter ID MAT, and it will set the value in the global memory and call transaction MM03 and execute. And yes, guys, it calls the MM03 transaction material number M110 and select the required information, required views and press enter. It goes to see, this is the material description and gross weight, net weight, everything it is displayed, guys. So I have called in a transaction from the ALV object oriented ABAP, guys. See, if you click on another material, so MSA 2006, double click MSA 2006 and F8, it goes to the MSA 2006. Whatever the material you select, it goes to that particular material number, guys. So this is the object oriented ALV, the interactiveness in the object oriented ABAP, guys. So maybe the steps exactly what we did is, so you need to remember these steps, guys. So this is the concept. So whenever you do some action on a ALV report, it will trigger an event, guys. It will trigger an event. And to handle that event, we need to handle in a local class. And also we need to handle in a set handler methods. Okay, in the set handler methods, we need to write the required logic to do your programming, to do your functionality, guys. So what we did is, so first thing is enable interactiveness for the field by using field catalog. This is the first step we did. Enable the interactiveness. That means What is the interactiveness? Hotspot. Okay, provide a hotspot. Interactive, interact, interactive, interactiveness for the field by using field catalog, right? So interactiveness, that means what is the attribute we need to set? We need to use hotspot for the field by using field catalog, right? So first we did this. The second thing is, the second step is uh, use double click event for the double click action. Double click. See, see guys, the steps, whatever I am doing, everything you need to remember. In the interview, they will ask directly this question: how do you handle double click by using object oriented ABAP? So what are the steps I am giving? Remember these steps and see the program you need to explain. Okay, so enable a interactiveness hotspot for the particular field. What field you want? For the material you want. So read the field catalog internal table by using field matnar and provide a hotspot which is equal to X and modify the field catalog internal table. That is the first step. And use double click event for the double click action. And double click event will have interfacing parameters e underscore row, okay, e underscore row, comma e underscore column. Very, very important. These two, okay, will have this. And click on field name stored in e underscore column, right? What is the field you clicked on it? The field name will be the matnar stored in the e underscore column. And index, clicked on index, clicked on row value, clicked on a row or index, both are same, are stored in es underscore e underscore row, e underscore row hyphen index. So e underscore row is in a structure, guys. In this structure, we have an index field. We have an index field, right? And handle event handler method by defining local class. You have to define a local class to handle the event handler methods. And the class definition, declare event handler method okay. How do you declare the event handler methods? So syntax is this case. Syntax is this. So this is the syntax which you need to define. Syntax. This is the syntax which you need to use it. So there is that. Next, new slide, and the step number is not sixth. Sixth is just code diff syntax. Then sixth step. Define that method and also implement method to handle double click functionality. Okay, so you need to handle the method. So my method, I'm going to give some example how to handle this. So Control C, and so maybe I put on a screenshot instead of this. So this is the method, and I'm going to handle the code like this. Okay, so implement the method to handle the double click functionalities. And seventh step is call uh, define data object for local class. What is data object, guys? Like this: data LO underscore some ALV and type ref to local class LCL underscore some ALV underscore some actions. So this is my local class. Okay, so this you need to define. After this, so this is the seventh step. And eighth step is create object of for local class. You need to create the object for the local class. Ninth step is call set handler methods. After calling method set underscore table underscore set table for first underscore display. After this, you need to call in a set handler methods, guys. So these 9 steps which you need to remember. Same thing I will explain again. See, guys, so whenever you do some action on the output, so this is the total object for the ALV, guys. GO underscore ALV type ref to CLGUI ALV grid. So that is my object for the total output functionality, ALV functionality. Whenever you do any action on the object, a event will be triggered. So here my event is whenever you do a double click, the double click event will be triggered. So to handle the double click event is an action of the object. So we need to use a set handler methods by using local class. So this is the steps which I have given. So these are steps. And if you want to first, anyway, we are going to enable a hotspot and use double click event for the double click action, and double click event will have an interfacing parameter, this and this. To handle this, we need to handle a set handler methods, and to do a set handler methods, we need to define a local class. In the local class, define a method handle double click for event. Which event you are triggering? Double click is the event. And of class, which class? CLGI ALV grid. And importing these interfacing parameters. After this, after you define this local class and come back and so here I define the local class LC ALV actions definition. So this name can be anything, whatever you want, you can put it. And public section methods, the method name also whatever you want, you can put it. But for which event you are handling the local handler class method. So local handler event handler method. So this is the event of this class, and what is the interfacing parameter of this event? So these are the interfacing parameters of this event, guys. So and implement this method and whenever you click on a column, the field name will be stored e underscore column, and the index on which record you clicked on it, the index will be stored in the e underscore row underscore index. So if you know the index on which record, based on the record number, I can read the data from the internal table by using index operations. So read table gt underscore final into gs underscore final index. This is my index, guys. And based on this value, I will get the value over here. That value I will set the parameter ID, and here I am calling the transaction. I am doing this operation. Suppose If you want to go to the next screen, maybe by using this value, I can use that value and maybe I can display that value in the next screen as well. So whatever the functionality, here my functionality is I need to call another transaction. I am calling another transaction, guys. So uh, this is the thing, guys. The next thing is, okay, now I need to set, okay, I'm introducing one more functionality, checkbox functionality and editable functionality here. It's a double click functionality. So little more heavy dose. Okay, the checkbox and select all, deselect all functionality. So are you okay, or are you going to practice this and will continue tomorrow? Because that is little heavy dose, little more dose. Okay, first practice this. Okay, we get in a perfection, then I will explain tomorrow. Okay, that functionality just you do in a double click functionality, guys. That's it. Just you do in a double click functionality. Okay, so what I am going to do is maybe the same kind of functionality I am going to give in a HR functionality, HR report or sales report. Do the sales report with the same kind of functionality. Do this and do the sales as well. Okay, sales order numbers, sales order item details, do in a report, do the both, you will get an a perfection, guys. Okay, okay, today this is fine. Okay, tomorrow I will explain the that functionality, how to set in a custom application toolbar, and also put buttons, select all, deselect all, and if I enable multiple checkboxes and capture the records for the multiple record selection, and go and display the next details in the next screen. Little heavy modus, and get a perfection on this and do the practice. We'll see tomorrow, guys. So if I explain today, okay, it's a little heavy dose, huh? So take this and just I didn't do anything much functionality, just I have declared in a local classes. See see guys, so without having object orientation fundamentals, you cannot implement this functionality. It's not at all possible. Object orientation is the dependency over here, guys. See the crucial, the entire SAP ABAP programming language depends on the modularization techniques and object orientation, guys. The fundamentals. Okay, you should be good at the fundamentals. That's why I told until the object orientation, it's my fundamentals in this course. But in other institute, object orientation is an advanced concept. Here in my course, object orientation is a basic for nowadays. So until object orientation, it's in the fundamentals of the ABAP. ABAP basic programming, data dictionary, and modularization techniques, object orientation. This is the foundation. This is the pillars for your building, ABAP building, guys. Okay, ABAP career. So you should be strong until the object orientation if you want to do any kind of functionality. So that's it for the day. Thank you all. See you. Bye bye.